Hello and welcome. My name is Lorraine Johnson, and I'm the founder of Lorraine Johnson Life Coaching, where we help you to live an energetic, fulfilling, meaningful, and most importantly, authentic life as who you are and on your terms. Now, no matter why you're here, I welcome you to come on in, take a look around. I invite you to join us on Facebook and make yourself at home so you can get to know us and how we may be able to help you. I've been a trained life coach for a little over 15 years now, and I've discovered that regardless of the reasons that my clients seek coaching, they achieve their desired outcomes easier, faster, and with much more satisfaction when we work on their personal foundations. Because let's face it, just like a building is only as strong as its foundation, we as people are only as strong as our personal foundations. So what does that mean and how do we do that? Simply put, it means helping you to become very, very clear about who you are. You see, so many of us have spent years blurring the lines between what we do and who we are. We've done it so much and so often that we no longer can even tell the difference. We're really busy. We're busy parents, we're busy teachers, we're busy doctors, we're busy lawyers, we're busy wives, volunteers, community leaders, caregivers, you name it, we do it. But that's just it. We do it. It's what we do. It's the roles we fulfill. It's not who we are. It can reflect in who we are. It can reflect who we are in many ways, but it's not who we are. Who we are is so much deeper. Knowing who you are is about knowing what you want. Knowing who you are is about knowing what you need. And knowing who you are is about knowing the difference between the two, because needs, they are not negotiable. Wants are a little more flexible and yeah, they can be negotiated. I've seen people get into all kinds of trouble entering into any kind of relationship, be a personal one or a professional one, negotiating their needs away. Doing things like overlooking things that hurt or bother them in an effort to keep the peace. Or maybe taking on responsibilities that shouldn't be theirs alone. And somehow they started out that way, and that's just kind of where it is now, and they don't want to rock the boat. There are many, many ways that we can negotiate our needs away, especially when we don't know what they are, when we aren't really clear within ourselves about what our needs really are. And then what happens is somewhere down the line, we end up hurt, angry, frustrated, because our needs aren't being met. When in actuality, we just negotiated them away. Knowing who you are is also about knowing what your values are, preferably in priority order. I can't tell you how many clients I've had who've been absolutely miserable on their jobs. And once we've done some of this work and gotten really clear about what their values are, and then examined what the values of their employees are, discovered that they're just completely out of sync. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with the employer and there's nothing wrong with them. Their values are just totally different. And sometimes even the career that they have chosen is out of sync with their values. Make some changes there. When we aren't clear about our values, we can also find ourselves in unhappy relationships with people we genuinely care about, but are frustrated by because we don't realize it, but our values just aren't compatible. So knowing our values can go a long way towards helping us recognize the kinds of people that we really do need and want to be in a relationship. It can go a long way towards understanding relationships that are a little rocky, and sometimes even towards healing difficult relationships. These are just some of the personal foundation issues I work on with my clients. And as I said earlier, when my clients become very clear where these things are concerned, oftentimes their issues just begin to fall into place. It's much easier to resolve the reasons or the purpose that they sought coaching in the first place. For example, knowing who they are enables them to set effective boundaries and to maintain them about the types of things that they will not tolerate. It also enables them to much more easily say no, gently, firmly, and respectfully when they really want to say no, as opposed to saying yes because they're so afraid that they're going to disappoint someone or let someone down or somebody may not like them any longer. Knowing who you are makes you such a secure person that you're able to live so much more authentically and be who you really are. But more often than not, what has happened is we've been encouraged to invest more time, more energy, and more money into what we want to be than who we want to be. I've lived that myself. I know what it feels like to wonder why you're so unhappy when you have it all. I know what it feels like to wonder what your purpose is. I know what it feels like to sort of fake it to hopefully eventually make it. And I also know what it feels like to confidently know I'm living the life I'm supposed to live, that I'm living authentically. But it didn't come easily. After graduating from college, I got a series of very good jobs, each one better than the one before, culminating in the position of vice president for a financial institution. I had it all. I had, an office in the executive suite, a fabulous staff who I just absolutely adored. I traveled, I made good money, clout, and I was miserable. I felt stuck and discontented, but I was too busy trying to maintain that level of success that I had achieved to take the time to figure out why. And one day I got sick. I got really, really sick. In fact, I almost died a couple of times. And then I was working from home while I was recovering. I was on a conference call one day and I started to feel ill again. I quickly got off the call, wrote a resignation letter, and in a complete leap of faith, delivered it. Because you see, I had to figure out why success was making me sick. After doing the kind of exploration work I now take my clients through, I realized that the life I had been living really wasn't me. Therefore, the success that I had achieved didn't belong to me either. It wasn't bad. It wasn't wrong. It just wasn't me. And then after that came, a lot harder questions. What do I need? What do I want? What are my values? How do I define success? For me, not society at large, and not for anybody else, but just for me. But the place to start with was with who I am. And because I know from experience that the hardest part of self-discovery, the hardest part of working on your personal foundation is taking that first step. I didn't want anyone else to ever have to take it alone, and I decided to become a life coach. So please, book a complimentary session with me, and let's see if discovering the who of you can make a difference in how well you live your life. And while you're there, sign up for a free guide to authentic living and join our email list. And I promise you, we're not going to bombard you with a lot of emails and solicitations. If you see an email from us, you can rest assured it's about something new that you very well may find valuable. And lastly, I'd like to thank you and I'd like to congratulate you for taking this first step towards better knowing the most important person in your life, and that is you.